when I drop new videos here on YouTube. Now you guys see that thumbnail, you see the title. All right, guys, sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties. Anyway, you guys see that thumbnail, you see that shit ain't no thumbnail. You see the title. The Lakers are fresh off a ass whipping, courtesy of the LA Clippers. And I've been kind of alluding to it. I've been kind of hinting to it a little bit here and there. And the Lakers are in a little bit of trouble, guys. The Lakers are in a little bit of trouble. Um, some people want to blame Frank Vogel. Some people want to blame Adam Silver in the NBA and the schedule. Some people want to blame LeBron James, and some people want to blame Anthony Davis. This season is not over with yet, so I'm going to reserve my judgment on things right now. But anyway, really, injuries is killing this team. Injuries is killing this team, and that's going to be the story if the Lakers are unsuccessful in defending their NBA title, their NBA championship. This team, after the season we had last year in the bubble, after the run that we had last year in the bubble, this team was primed and ready, I believe, to make another run. You know, I believe, it's just my opinion. Um, People kind of have their own ideas about how they do things, but to me, if you have a championship team, if at all possible, you should try to bring that team back at least 1 year. That's what I think. You should try to bring that team back at least 1 year, let them defend their title, and not make a lot of major changes. I don't think we should give up on the Lakers season just yet, man. But realistically speaking, man, everybody here is a Laker fan, and everybody likes to be optimistic, man. But shit is just not going our way right now. I mean, last year we had issues last year, man. But the that team of last year, it was just kind of like a team of destiny. I like I say, man, I wouldn't go as far as to say that it's over for the Lakers, but I'm just good. But I think it's safe to say for them to make a run, it's going to be extremely difficult. It's going to be extremely difficult. And a week ago, nobody thought. Excuse me, shit, I'm getting sleepy. Nobody thought that the playing games or playing tournament or whatever you want to call that shit. Nobody thought that was. A real thing as far as the Lakers were concerned. Some of the media, some of the haters, some of the naysayers, they were saying, "Oh, the Lakers are going to fall out and they're going to be in the playing game and all that kind of stuff." But I think most Laker fans, including myself, was just like, "Well, look, no, I don't think they'll be in the playing game. As long as AD and LeBron come back healthy, we'll be straight. We'll go another run. We'll be the favorites again." But nobody was expecting for the both players to come back and everything to go to shit. Nobody was nobody was thinking that was going to happen, man. Well, making a coaching. Well, look, it's interesting that you say making a coaching change, because prior to the wheels falling off, the Lakers were talking about they were going to look to extend Vogel in the offseason. Um, we'll depending on what happens, we'll see. Uh, yeah, we'll see if that comes to fruition. There were also reports that if Terry Stotts is fired in Portland, that Jason Kidd will possibly leave the Lakers and go to Portland. So we'll see what happens with that. But uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Time to rebuild. I don't know, man. You still have LeBron James and you still have Anthony Davis, and I would say, as long as you have those two guys fully healthy, that's as good as duo as that you're gonna get in the league. But You know, I don't really think it's time to rebuild. It might be time to retool a little bit, and I think the Lakers will do that. Especially if let's say if the Lakers, let's say if the Lakers go out in the first round. You know, let's say if something like that happens, I think the team will retool. Um, uh, Anthony Davis and LeBron James won't be going anywhere, but now you have players like KCP, you have players like Kuzma. Now, you know, starting next season, they will have very tradable contracts, so that would make things a little bit easier for the Lakers to make some moves. Um, Also, we have Dennis Schroeder. Now, um, I don't believe Dennis Schroeder is going to leave the Lakers, but the Lakers most definitely still could do a sign and trade with Dennis Schroeder. So, um, uh, the Lakers management, you know, Rob Pelinka and everybody, they have options now. They have a little bit. They have options. They have more trading pieces this off season versus last season. Last season, they really basically only had one trading piece, and that was Danny Green, and that was only because you know he was on a $15 million expiring contract. Um, Both of these players, Kyle Kuzma and KCP, you know, like I said, they're both tradable deals, but it's just now there's multi years on them, so other teams may be worried. Um, for me personally, I think it's just too early to say who to go out and get. But you know, hey man, I've been hearing rumblings that Dame Dollar is ready to get out of Portland. So the Lakers could very easily package, you know, something like a KCP and Dennis Schroeder and those together, some other stuff. Um, you know, for Dame Dollar. So that's a possibility. I don't particularly care for that because Dame, you know, I like Dame and all that kind of stuff, but I'm worried, man. I'm worried about having a star player that's like under 6'4". I just think the little guys are not durable enough, but that's my opinion. I don't know. I don't know if Anthony Davis is available tomorrow against Portland. I'm thinking that he will play because look, look, we all know that Anthony Davis is kind of soft or whatever. You know that, but but one thing he did prove last year in the playoffs in the bubble, you know what I'm saying? He will play hurt when it really matters. When it really matters, he will play hurt. And that ankle of his was hurt last year in the bubbles, but you know, he played through it. So, you know, regular season is one thing. Well, I know for sure he's proved that in the playoffs that he will play, you know, through the pain. So we'll see with the Lakers. The thing, you know, the bad thing, the thing about it with the Lakers and this run, to me, it's really a sad situation that the Lakers got all these damn injuries, man. Because to me, the shit is wide open. It's wide open. You know, if you got a top team and your players are healthy, it's wide open. You know, if the Lakers are fully healthy, man, I'm not talking shit because I'm just a Laker fan, but really think about it. All right, if the Lakers are fully healthy, are you really scared of Utah? Are you really scared of Phoenix? Okay, those are top two teams in the West. You know, now let's say if the Lakers were fortunate enough to get out the West, you know, you know, the Nets are one thing, but are you really scared of Philly? Are you really scared of the Milwaukee Bucks? Hell no. If I was the Lakers, I'd be no way in hell I'd be scared of the Bucks. Philly gives them a hard time, and but we beat the fuck out the Nets the last game. I know that game don't really count, but I'm just saying. So I say that to say that it's wide open right now. But if the Lakers are not fully healthy, I don't really see how you can really count them as one of the favorites. The you know Probably the biggest, well, not probably, the biggest issue that the Lakers have, man, is LeBron James. You know, uh, LeBron James, the Lakers' future, the Lakers' fortune, the Lakers' championship aspirations this year fall squarely on the shoulders of LeBron, or basically in this case, on the ankle of LeBron. Uh, how is he going to be able to manage that pain? How is he going to be able to manage that discomfort? How is he going to be able to play through that? Because excuse me, guys, he is not. Look, we just have to come to realization: LeBron is not going to be fully healthy the remainder of this season and the postseason. I just don't think it. You know, had this been maybe 3 or 4 years ago, 5 years ago, LeBron would have healed from this high ankle sprain already. I firmly believe. Had this been 5 years ago, his ankle would be healed by now. But for the simple fact that LeBron damn near is 36 and a half years old by now, one of the things that happens, guys, is it takes the guys longer to recover from injury. And this just one of those things. He can go sleep in one of those fucking chambers or whatever the shit that he does all he wants. But dang, if that ankle ain't ready, that ankle ain't ready. And as of right now, we know the ankle's not ready. So when LeBron James is not 100% out there on the floor, man, you know, it's to me, it's a big fall off. It's a big fall off. Especially when we get into the playoffs, but we'll see. We'll see. But I have confidence, and I know Jared Dudley. Yeah, I, I thought they said Jared Dudley is going to play. They said Jared Dudley is supposed to come as early as next week. I don't know about tomorrow, but I'll tell you one thing: if Jared Dudley does come back next week, we don't have no worries. If Jared Dudley comes back next week, it's over with. We have no worries. I'm pretty sure we'll solidify the fifth seed, not the sixth seed, but at least the fifth seed. Jared Dudley comes back. I mean, come on now, bro. Jared Dudley, whatever. Anyway, um, yeah, I don't know, man. It's going to be tough for the Lakers. That's the only thing I can say. Um, First round, um, like, hey, I was just checking out another channel. I was checking out Hogwatch before I jumped on, and he brought up an interesting point. The interesting point is, look, if the Lakers have to go in the play-in, that's looking like it's more and more likely, that means they will avoid a fucking team like the Clippers in the first round. That's great. I'm not saying I don't think the Lakers can beat the Clippers, but that's not a matchup you want in the first round, my opinion. If we're gonna play the Clippers and we have to eventually go through the Clippers, let's say that matchup for at least the second or third round. But I don't think that would be a good matchup for the Lakers in the first round, man. And I don't think it's gonna be too. I don't think that would be too pretty. So, I would love to play. If the Lakers were to, after the play-in is over, and let's say if the Lakers ended up being, I would like them to go to the seventh seed and play the Phoenix Suns. I would like the Lakers' chances either way versus Utah or the Phoenix Suns, but I kind of would rather play the Suns because you know they just don't have a whole lot of playoff experience. Outside of Chris Paul, Jay Crowder, couple other guys, they really don't have a lot of playoff experience. So I would love to see the Lakers in a matchup with Phoenix in the first round. Utah, I would like, for two reasons. I still would like the Lakers matchup versus Utah in the first round, just because Utah doesn't have anybody to stop LeBron James, number one. But again, if healthy. And then number two, Rudy Gobert is basically Anthony Davis's bitch. So Anthony Davis will have a field day in the playoffs when the game slows down. It becomes a half-court game. Anthony Davis will kill the Utah Jazz. Yeah, but those were not good moves for letting Rondo and Dwight go. But look what happened with Rondo. Rondo got $7.5 million. That's what it was all about for Rondo. Rondo got it $7.5 million for 2 years, so that's $15 million paid to Rondo, and that's the reason why he went to Atlanta for the money. The Lakers just weren't willing to pay Rondo all that kind of money. It looks like they were trying to save up all their extra money to turn out and get the Montrez. And so in that kind of case, if you had to pick over the two, I'm not sure you could blame the Lakers for paying Montrez over Rondo. Dwight, I think Dwight not being on the Lakers, that's I think that's the Dwight thing, because the Lakers are on record telling Dwight, we're going to keep you, we want to keep you, we want to keep you, but the Lakers just wanted him to be patient because they had other shit on the front burner and he was on the back burner. Maybe Dwight got impatient and he just jumped on the first offer that was offered to him, man. So, because if you look at the money, Dwight got the same money in Philly that he would have got with the Lakers. So, I think it was just a matter of Dwight jumping the gun, and then and then that was it. Now, next thing we know, Dwight is in Philly, and he's having a season this year very similar to the season he had for the Lakers last year. Matter of fact, Philly has used him and let him score more than the Lakers did, because last year the Lakers didn't even utilize him scoring. It looks like they intentionally didn't throw him the ball into the paint to score. Mark Jackson, I don't think so. Look, I think if the Lakers are going to make any changes to the head coach this offseason, I think it's going to be Jason Kidd. That's my opinion. If the Lakers decide to make a change in the head coaching realm, I think it's going to be Jason Kidd. Drummond, look, it's too late for a player like him. Drummond was overhyped by the media, but if you knew, basketball, we knew. I mean, I knew what kind of player he was. Drummond's not really a difference maker, man. He's a complimentary player. On a team like this, he's a complimentary player. The thing about Drummond is, look, I think he could be a good asset for the Lakers, but it's just too late, man. It's just too fucking late, man, to try to fit him in and get things figured out, man. Just look at him, right? When you see him playing, just look at him, bro. He literally looks confused out there, and that's just because he's still trying to get used to his new team, his new teammates, and he just really kind of looks like a fish out of water to me. But I still think he's an asset. He might be worth keeping around. AD likes to have a good, big athletic center alongside of him to do the heavy banging, because AD doesn't like to do it. But you know, right now I just really think it's too late to try to get Drummond thrown in and acclimated, and it's just not going to work right, man. I just don't see things magically changing uh, with Drummond, within the next week. I just don't think so. Well, look, I don't know what's going to happen with the Lakers this season. If LeBron can, get some magic go-go juice in that ankle and get back healthy, 100% in that ankle, then the Lakers can get rolling, kick ass. They can beat anybody if LeBron James is 100%. But the fact of the matter is, I think it's highly unlikely LeBron James will be anywhere near close to 100% this season. So uh, it's going to be hard for them to make a run without a totally healthy LBJ. Uh, like I said, it's unfortunate. It really sucks, man, because we're running out of time with LeBron James. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. A lot of people we look at LeBron as inhuman, and he's a machine and he can't be stopped, and he doesn't get hurt. Well, look, LeBron didn't hurt himself. His body didn't fail him. He was kind of injured. Because of another player. So, and let's be honest. This is one thing I did want to say to you guys. And I just want you to know, uh, and I don't know if other people on YouTube are saying this, but this high ankle injury for LeBron, it could have very well changed the trajectory of his career. Because if we watched LeBron on how he was playing earlier in the season, how he played in the bubble last year, if you looked at LeBron, you would say, okay, if he keeps rolling like this, um, he could probably do this at least another 2 more years. Surely at least one more year after this one. But with this injury, I'm telling you, man, it has the ability to change the trajectory of his career. And what I mean by that is this could be a nagging injury, you know, for the rest of his career, off and on, come and go. His ankle could be suspect, for the rest of his career. This is the kind of things that happens to guys when they get older because his recovery time is just like I said, he needs more time. And right now the Lakers just don't have it. Sucks. Anyway, guys, just want to jump on. Hey, you guys who comment in the comment section and everything, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We'll be back tomorrow. Lakers versus Blazers. Supposed to go see Mortal Kombat tomorrow, but I'll be back. I'll be back before the Laker game starts, so we can do another probably live stream. Definitely do a pregame video because we got to get updates on Anthony Davis. Is he going to play tomorrow? This, that, and the other. So anyway, guys, do me a favor: like, comment, share, subscribe. It really helps the channel out, and I really appreciate it. Once again, guys, thanks for the comments. Thanks for coming in, checking out the video. And like I always say, I'll wrap with y'all later. Hit the outro.